I'm going to attempt to walk you through how I did this Christmas sign and how I set it up and how I made it. So I'm going to do this in steps. Please bear with me because I do not do videos at all. So first things first, I have a couple monitors. I have this one, which I'm not going to be using, and then I have my main computer screen. So I'm going to try to maneuver everything around with my hands. I'll try to set it down, and I hope that this isn't too terribly confusing for everybody. So the way I started was obviously I'm working on a MacBook Air, and highly recommend. So what I did was I went and I opened up my font book, and you can see that up here on the screen. Then what I did was I typed in the word Wallington. Wallington is the name of the font that I'm using. So you can see it right there, and you can see there's different ones. This is Wallington Crafters, I believe. This is a paid font. I have no idea where I bought it, so I'm just letting you guys know that right now. The sign is right here, and the board is just under 12 inches by 6 foot. I saw this SVG, I think maybe on Etsy, and I was going to buy it, and I was like, wait a minute, I think that I have that font, and lo and behold, I did. So I didn't have to buy the SVG, and I was able to assemble this this SVG on my own. So what I did was I chose Wallington up here on my font book. Then you're going to go on to Design Space. I'm going to set my phone down here. I hope this works. And up top here, I chose Wallington and click on it. And then you go down to your text. So to do something like this, if you've never worked with the font book and with these glyphs and these special features, what you do is you have to open up your font book. So I have that opened up there, as you can see. Whoops, sorry, my finger's in the way. And what you do is you click on the letter that you want, and then you bring it down. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, and you put it in, whoops, I have to set my phone down. So I've clicked on it, and I'm going to bring it down, and you actually are going to put it into your text, and it's just going to be like a little box. But then you'll see that you actually have the font. So there's my H, and then, or my C, I'm sorry. And then you have to kind of click over next to it right here. But if you don't move your little spacer over, then your C will disappear. So then I'm going to go back up to my, back up onto the page where all of my fonts are. And then I just have to scroll through here. I have to scroll through, and I have to find the H. So that's a different H. There's so many different features and so many different fonts with this particular font. This is really one of my favorite fonts. But lots and lots of options. So there's the H. So again, I'm going to bring it down, put my phone down here, and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to put it next to the C. And you just go and you just keep clicking and finding your letters. So I already have this, obviously. So I'm going to X out of here. I'm going to go to my projects. And I have this saved somewhere here. Here it is. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to place this. I really hope I'm not confusing you guys. This is doing videos is really not my thing, but I'm trying to help you guys out. So I've already, as you can see, I've already brought the letters down. So I have all my letters, they're all there. So I tried to line it up best I could. So what I did too was I took some of these, so it's just a little bit easier to line them up when you're putting them on your board, is I attached some of them. So what I did, like the C and the H, I welded them. So it's just one piece now. And then I did the same thing with the C, or I'm sorry, the R and the I. And I welded that one. And then I did the T and the M. And weld those ones. And then the A and the S are just kind of there. So I positioned it. And so the boards, the best way that I've learned how to do these boards is what you're going to do is you go to your shapes and you click on square and you unlock it. And then what you do is you go up to your width and your height, and then you type in the size of your board. So this one is 11.25 and it's 6 foot. So I'm going to put in 72 inches. And then you click on it, and there you have your template for your sign. Now, what's unfortunate is that I'm zoomed out as far as I can go. I wish I could zoom out a little bit more, but you really can't with this. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change my color to red. And then my letters, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change those all to white. And then it's basically just positioning it onto the board. You can play around with it, and people are always asking me, well, what size are your letters? Well, I don't measure out my letters, because when you do it this way, you can automatically, it'll automatically size it for you when you're sizing it to the board. So I've turned all of those white, and the Mary, I just did this in a different font. I just thought this was cute too. So then what you're going to do is you're going to move your letters and see it went to the back. So you go up here to arrange and move to front, and it moved it to the front. Let's move these up a little bit. So you're going to position them on your board. Again, I'm going to move this guy to the front and put them all on. Of course, everyone's going to do this. T. One and move to the front. So you kind of have your template, you've got your letters, and you can maneuver them around. This is not the way you're going to cut them out, because if you attach this whole thing, it's going to tell you can't do it because it's too large. So you want to position it how you want it on your board and kind of get a feel for it, and do that. And then what I do is, so that looks good. I'm actually really pleased. But if for some reason I thought maybe something was too small, you just go ahead and you click on it. You can click on this, you can unlock your button, you can make it wider, you can make it thinner, you can make it taller, shorter, whatever you need to do. So position it the way you want it, and then you lock it. So then what you have to do when you go to cut or to make it, you have to hide your board. Because if you don't, you can see over here, you're going to get the little warning signs. So you just go over here and hide them. So hide this guy, and then I have another one up there. So hide them. So then you're going to go up to make it. Sorry, it pops to different screens. Go to make it. Sometimes it's frustrating because you have so much empty space on your mats. Well, if you're not familiar, you can actually go on to any of these mats. You can click on a letter or whatever, and you can move your object. So when you do that, if you want to, we'll put him over here. So what I did was I just moved him. You can position them a different way. You can rotate them. You can make them fit on your mats a little bit easier so that you're not wasting a whole lot of vinyl. So we'll go over here. We'll move him, and we'll put him over here. He might not fit, I don't know, but I just wanted to show you guys that you can actually move these guys around and make them fit a little bit better. Sometimes it's like a Jenga, not Jenga, but what is it, Tetris? I feel like I'm playing Tetris, just trying to fit these in here. So once you've done that and you've put all your mats, all your vinyl on your mat, you'll go ahead and hit continue. I don't have my machines hooked up right now, but I would go to continue, and then I would just click vinyl. Not any specialty vinyl. I'm using Oracle vinyl, just vinyl. Make sure your mat is clean and you're using the right mat. If you do not already have one of these, get one. Because what you do is when you've put your vinyl on your mat, you just roll it, and it takes away all the air bubbles, and it makes sure that your vinyl is stuck really, really well to your mat. Because if it's sliding around at all, that could really affect your cut. So I hope that this wasn't too confusing. If you have questions, please message me, whatever. I'm going to end this portion of the video, and then I'm going to move on to how I put my designs onto my board. Thanks.